What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka All Fires. Now, one thing that Phase 4 and Phase 5 did absolutely nail was it proved that in films like Spider-Man No Way Home, maybe to a lesser extent Multiverse of Madness, but of course the most recent Deadpool and Wolverine, if you serve up a legacy Marvel character, either for a cameo or a short portion of the film, and then connect them to the modern MCU, it's a huge hit with the fans and still. But there was something else that Marvel Studios proved in that they are okay with recasting actors no matter how big, see Robert Downey Jr. now as Dr. Doom, for main roles in the MCU, even if they've cameoed as a character before. And of course, Robert Downey Jr. is not the first. Gemma Chan had a small role before she was cast in the Eternals. But we have huge news today for an actor who got to cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine as a variant of Wolverine, but now may get his own role in the MCU, and it's much deserved, none other than Henry Cavill. We're going to talk about this latest report, how it actually ties to some rumors from earlier in the year, and not only which character he likely may be cast as, but where he'll show up first in the MCU. We're breaking it all down, Henry Cavill for a main Marvel Cinematic Universe role, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, that's all we do, so if that sort of thing's for you, grab the sub button, leave a comment down below. That automatically enters you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is in just weeks for the finale of Agatha All Along. Again, all you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so it seems like this news only broke within the last 24 hours. This is as re-reported by comicbookmovie.com under the headline, Deadpool and Wolverine star Henry Cavill now rumored to be in talks for a quote-unquote full Marvel Cinematic Universe role, where they go on to report, quote, following a short-lived return as Superman and Black Adam, Henry Cavill finds himself without a superhero franchise. Warner Brothers never treated the Man of Steel and Justice League star particularly well, and a leap to the Marvel Cinematic Universe seems like a logical next step for the British actor. They then cite My Time to Shine Hello as being the most recent in the last couple of days to cite that Henry Cavill is now in talks for a full role in the MCU, but this is actually the third industry insider source in the last 3 months that we've heard this from independently. Basically stemming a lot from the conversation right after Deadpool and Wolverine. Going into that film, there were rumors that perhaps we would meet the replacement for Hugh Jackman and during that film, and when we all saw Henry Cavill on screen, it seemed like that may be the lock. He may be the new Wolverine in the MCU, not to mention all of the fan art and connecting him to that role that had gone on in the past in the last, say, 36 months and on the internet. But as it turns out, according to Daniel RPK and other industry sources that we trust, it looks like Hugh Jackman might actually be sticking around, making good on Deadpool's comment that Disney's going to make him do it until he's 90, and might actually be our Wolverine going past Avengers Secret Wars. Now, while we wait to see if that would play out, obviously that would preclude Henry Cavill from taking that role, but there is another huge role he's already been tied to, and again, as I mentioned during the prologue, this stemmed from reports earlier in the year, when multiple sources, including Daniel RPK, indicated that Marvel might look to do an MI13 London-based spin-off, picking up where Secret Invasion left off, to include characters not only like Gaia, but also Kit Harington's Black Knight, and even Captain Britain. And that's where we could possibly see Henry Cavill cast as Captain Britain and then starring in that show in that corner of the universe to lead what would sound like loosely an Excalibur show, but I'm going to hesitate to put that name on it only because of the kind of characters that are involved and who's normally on that team. We're a far cry from that at this point, but Captain Britain would be the lead-in for that, and a perfect choice for Henry Cavill. Now, before he showed up as Wolverine in that cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine, he was asked point blank about joining the MCU and what character he'd want to play. Now, this is as reported by The Hollywood Reporter, and again, before we found out he was Cavill, he said, quote, I'm never going to say a Marvel character that is already being played by someone else, because everyone's doing such an amazing job. However, I have the internet, and I've seen the various rumors about Captain Britain, and that would be loads of fun to do in a cool, modernized version of that, like the way they modernized Captain America. There's something fun about that, and I do love being British. And to be totally fair with the kinds of projects he's already done, it seems like a natural progression for him, who's doing things like just getting cast in Voltron, was a part of The Witcher, did Superman, and of course is also doing Warhammer whenever that gets off the ground. This is clearly in his wheelhouse of the kind of projects he likes to do, but pointing to Superman and The Witcher specifically, that's why I named those projects, it feels like to me he would make an absolutely perfect Cyclops in the MCU. brooding, emotional, very rarely joking, always serious. It's definitely the way I always read Cyclops in the comics, and I think the way that he's always been portrayed. And I know that there is some artwork out there for him as Cyclops already in fan art. I just think it would be the perfect match and casting, and just a way bigger role than being cast as Captain Britain, and would make sure he was a part of the MCU and going forward for quite some time, or at least the rest of the Mutant saga. Plus, there's some really cool things that happen to Cyclops along the way that the MCU may look to explore, like him getting the Phoenix Force, and I just think he's the type of actor who could carry that, and for quite some time. Now, there is one other thing I want to bring up, only because the casting news has ramped up here as of late. It's obvious Marvel Studios is doing work, and we just heard that Doctor Strange 3 may now include Denzel Washington cast as Dormammu. If you missed our video on that, I'll have it linked at the end of this. Do not expect to hear casting news for the X-Men in anytime soon. They are just now working on that script, and there are no plans to include the X-Men reboot, I promise you, and during the Multiverse saga. That's something for much further down the road. I think it a lot more likely the case, if we're going to see an X-Men team in the MCU, it's going to be the ones that they've already started introducing, more recently Gambit, but of course Beast at the end of the Marvels, Sir Patrick Stewart's Professor X, who we know is at least alive in the Beast universe, whatever they end up naming that timeline. It'll be those X-Men characters coming back before they do their own thing with the recasts and the reboots. And again, there has been indications that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine may be the one holdover that hangs out and actually ends up being the Wolverine, part of the X-Men going forward in the Mutant saga, but he won't be a part of the first film, and that's why I would say he might be on a very short list, or the only actor. Just keep in mind, at this point, it's not even how long some of them have been playing the characters, it's also their age as well. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. If you were casting Henry Cavill in the MCU, Captain Britain, Cyclops, or do you have someone else you would rather see him as? And if he did somehow end up becoming the replacement Wolverine and the main continuity Wolverine in the MCU, would you guys be okay with that too? I am all ears as always. Make sure to let me know down in the comments, and quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s here at the channel, and the next one happens to be at the end of the month to coincide with Agatha All Along's finale. If you want to be entered to win, or for any of the other future giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. You've got to be a subscriber, so hit the sub button, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos in the same way we're doing here, live with my voice in the winning comment when there is one shown on screen. So please be safe and vigilant on YouTube, or really any other platform. Please remember, anybody can take a content creator's profile picture, claim to be them. It's all a ruse to get your information on a third-party app like Telegram or WhatsApp and charge you for shipping for a price that's not there. No content creator, myself included, will ever charge you for shipping, so please be safe again and vigilant on any platform. And if you should get a spam comment like that, just report it directly to YouTube. They are very fast about deleting that account, and then everywhere they've commented goes away as well. You're actually doing a huge service to the YouTube community, not just the one page or comment that they happen to try to snag you on. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, under the name All Fires. And while I'd sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around, guys. We'll be posting again real soon.